We are on page 273 for lesson 5.8 today, and we're going to be working on number pairs to 5. Our essential question is, how can you model and write addition sentences for number pairs for sums to 5? So we're going to be working on that today. You're going to need a red and blue crayon because we're going to be coloring them in. We've talked about this a little bit before, but take a look at these numbers here. They flipped that for us. Usually the equal sign is at the end, but it still makes sense. We just have to read it a little bit differently. So instead of starting with the numbers and the adding portion, we're starting over here. We're saying 3 is equal to 1 plus 2. 3 is equal to 2 plus 1. So what I'd like you to do is draw another cube train right underneath. Follow those lines down just to make 3 cubes. Because first we're going to draw this first sentence. There are 3 cubes there. 1, I'd like you to color the top one here red, and then 2 to represent the next 2. Now we're going to draw what we see down here. 2, 1, 2 reds, and 1 blue. Remember how last time I talked about you'd get the same result depending on which one you did first? It didn't matter. So you can see right here they just flip-flopped the numbers. 1 plus 2, 2 plus 1. They just switched them, and we still get 3 cubes. Whether there's 1 red or 2 reds, you still get 3 at the end. So go through and trace these, and then meet me on the next page. We are going to be coloring our cube train up here for the last one down here, because we are going to be using our counters. They won't fit perfectly, but we're going to use these to help us, okay? So we need 4, because it tells us right here it's going to equal 4. So we'll get 4 counters. And the first one is going to be 3, and we're going to start with red. So 1, 2, 3, and then how many yellows do we have? 1. So 4 is equal to 3 plus 1. Go ahead and trace that sentence. 4 is equal to 3 plus 1. I hope you're saying it with me as you're doing it. That's the only way your brain's going to remember it, if you say it and you do it with me. Now we're going to figure out another way to make 4. So just flip this 1 counter to yellow. Now we're going to write what numbers are there. So how many reds did we have? How many yellows did we have? And that still equals 4. So 4 is equal to 2 plus 2. Now let's flip one more. Let's be crazy. Let's flip them both. Let's flip them both. Let's be crazy. How many reds do we have? 0. How many yellows do we have? Did you know we could add 0 in a addition sentence? We can. It just doesn't change the outcome. So 4 is equal to 0 plus 4. That means if I had 4 apples and I didn't find any more on my search, I would end with 4. Or if I had 4 candy bars and nobody gave me any more, I would still have 4. Flip to this page, and we're going to be using our counters, but we're going to need another one for this page. So let's start by putting all red up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five is equal to, how many reds do we have? And how many yellows do we have? 0. 5 is equal to 5 plus 0. If we flip one of these, how many reds do we have now? We took one away, so we don't have all 5. We have 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then how many yellows are we adding? 1. So 5 is equal to 4 plus 1. If you look at your fingers, you have 4. You put up one more. How many do you have? 5. Good. Now let's flip 2 more. Let's switch it up. So, how many reds do we have now? And how many yellows do we have? How many altogether? We still have 5. One more. How many reds do we have? How many yellows do we have? Go ahead and trace your equal signs and your plus signs. Don't forget to do that. Remember, as you're doing it, say is equal to, is equal to. Help your brain remember, and this is the plus sign. It means to add. Clear your page and flip on the next one. Listen to this word problem. Peyton and Ashley have 5 red apples. Peyton is holding 5 of the apples. How many is Ashley holding? Color the cube train to show the number pair. So we have Peyton is going to be red. Peyton's going to be red. Ashley's going to be blue. Okay? Peyton, Ashley. Peyton is holding 5. Oh, let me start over. Peyton and Ashley have 5 red apples. It shows us there how many they have together. Peyton and Ashley together have 5 red apples. Peyton is holding 5 of the apples, so let's color in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I'm noticing something. Peyton is holding 5 of the apples. How many is Ashley holding? Can I add more so I make sure Ashley has some? No, because then we wouldn't have 5 total. We can only have 5 altogether. So, if Peyton has 5 of them, that means Ashley must have 0. Draw to show what you know about a number pair to 5. So, you can draw counters, you can draw pictures, you can draw alligators. I know that if I have 4 alligators that are green, and 1 alligator that is blue, I will have 5 alligators all together. You do one, and then meet me on the homework page. If you're still working on it, go ahead and pause me. For number 1, 2, and 3, you're going to look at the number at the beginning. So that's this number at the beginning, at the start of it. It says to place cubes, but you can color the cubes in, okay? So you can use your crayons to color that. You need to make a pair that equals this number. You need to make a pair that equals this number and a pair that equals this. We just did 5 on the last page. I did my alligators for 5. I did 4 green and 1 blue. When you're done with this page, flip it to the side. Complete the addition sentence to show the numbers that match the cube train. So look at the cube train and fill in the numbers. You're just going to count the turtles in each set and then circle the set that has the greater number of turtles. And then how many more counters would you place to model a way to make 6? Draw those counters. We're making 6. Not adding 6. How many more do you need to put in there to get 6? Send me a picture when you're done.